Today we're diving into something pretty wild, a totally new way of building things for the internet. It's a method where your ideas, not your coding skills, are the only thing that really matters. Let's see how it works.
So, let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those light bulb moments? A fantastic idea for a website, maybe a portfolio or a little site for your business, but then, bam, you hit a wall because you've never written a line of code in your life? Yeah, you are definitely not alone.
For the longest time, this has just been the deal, right? Over here, you've got your brilliant ideas. And over there, you have the old, painful way of doing things. Trying to learn a bunch of programming languages, fighting with some complex setup on your computer, or, shelling out thousands of bucks for a developer. It's a massive gap.
And that right there is the heart of the issue. For way too long, amazing ideas have been trapped, not because they weren't good enough, but because of this giant technical wall. Making something for the web was a skill you had to learn, not an idea you could just express.
But what if that's all changing? What if you could just talk your way across that gap? What if you could build a whole website just by describing the look, the feel, the vibe you're going for?
And that's where this new concept called vibe coding comes in. The idea is so simple, but it's unbelievably powerful. You just explain what you want to an AI, in plain English, you describe how it should work and what it should feel like, and the AI basically becomes your own personal developer, writing all the code in the background.
This whole idea was captured perfectly by AI pioneer Andrej Karpathy. He said the hottest new programming language is English, and what sounded like a clever observation back then is literally happening right now. Your words are the new code.
Okay, so to see how this works in the real world, we're going to use a tool called Replit. And we picked it for two huge reasons. First, there's zero complex setup. And second, it just works like a normal chat conversation, which, let's be honest, we all know how to do. Plus, you can start for free. All right, theory is great, but let's see this thing in action. We are going to take a super simple idea and turn it into a professional, working website. Like right now.
We kick things off with a simple conversational prompt. Notice there's no code, no technical jargon. It's just a plain English sentence explaining what we want, exactly like you'd tell a human designer.
And check this out. Just like a good collaborator, the AI doesn't just run off and build something random. It starts a conversation. It asks smart questions to help you think through the details, suggesting cool features like a dark mode or support for other languages.
And this is where the magic happens. As you're having this conversation, you literally see a live preview of your website coming to life right before your eyes. The AI is in the background churning out all the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, building the whole site based on your chat.
So in practically no time at all, you've got this amazing first draft. But a website isn't really done until it feels like yours. So now we get to the fun part, making it perfect. And making changes is so easy, it's kind of ridiculous. You want to change some text? Just ask it. Need to swap out a photo? Just drag and drop your new picture. You can even use this cool selector tool to just click on any part of the site and say, hey, change this. Okay, this is all super impressive for a standard website. But what if we want something extra? Something that really stands out and makes people go, whoa. Can we actually create something really complex just by describing it?
Let's really throw it a curveball. We're going to ask for something pretty sophisticated, a dynamic background with animated 3D objects. Now, normally a request like this would take a specialized developer hours and hours of work.
And boom, this is the whole power of vibe coding. The AI understands the request. It knows it needs a special tool called Three.js, so it just goes and gets it, installs it, and writes all the code to add this gorgeous 3D animation. We didn't even have to know that Three.js existed.
So we have our beautiful, unique website. It looks incredible. But it's not much good if it's just a file on our computer, right? The final, crucial step is to push it live to the world so anyone can see it.
Now, deployment. This is the part that usually gives developers a headache. But here, the entire process is just a few clicks. You hit the deploy button, you confirm the settings, and, well, that's pretty much it.
And just like that, a real, public, shareable URL is created. Your idea, which started out as just a sentence, is now a real place on the internet that you can send to literally anyone.
Oh, and by the way, it's not just for desktops. The AI automatically took care of all the tricky stuff to make sure your site looks and works perfectly on phones and tablets. No extra effort needed from you.
So we built a portfolio today, but honestly, that is just scratching the surface. With this approach, you can create pretty much anything you can dream up.
Seriously, think bigger. You could build a to-do list app to get organized, or something just for fun, like a little digital pet. You could make a simple tool, like a what's for dinner roulette wheel, or even something more complex, like a personality test.
And maybe the best part of all this, you can build and launch up to 3 different projects completely for free. It's a full-on creative playground for you to bring your ideas to life, starting today.
So, that leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question. In a world where all those technical barriers are just vanishing, where the only thing standing between your idea and a real finished project is your own imagination, what are you going to create first?